Whew. Hello, and I've just finished Final Fantasy 3, and honestly, this one gonna be a bit more for like a diary because I'm kind of like bringing in a lot of like experiences I've had outside this whole like project, and that just kind of like commingled perfectly, and I guess at least the term is storytelling. It is some like interesting serendipity, I guess you could say, between them. But I'll start with the gameplay. I have quite a bit less to say this time, honestly, because I feel like Final Fantasy is starting to feel its groove. Uh, uh, and I would say this is definitely like my favorite Final Fantasy out of the first three. It kind of like takes a lot of the best elements from 1 and 2. A lot more like flexible and different builds on your characters this time around. But also just brings back like the more what do I say, like a lively, wacky world of the first one, where you now have like a lot of towns, small towns that have like this one gimmick or element that kind of like makes it memorable in a world map. It's not like just another village. Like this first one you go to is a bunch of like 2-dimensional ghost citizens that you need to like save from a djinn, and you just keeps on building. You have the agents, and then you like find out that you're on a floating continent, and that's just super cool. But then you leave the continent and you have a second world map, and then you go underwater and you have like this Tears of the Kingdom reverse map. Although it's just like a couple cave entries, but I appreciate the ambition. Lovely stuff. I will say it might be a bit too return to form. I kind of wish like it would kept some of 2's more eccentric elements. Like some of them were executed badly and like broke the pace or the balancing. And let's see if we can save it from the sun. Oh fuck, where am I? I would like to see it like build on and like improve a lot of the things that did work in 2. Especially like the kind of like narrative framing and beginning, like the word. I kind of like. Yes, in general, I felt like the NPCs interaction were a bit of a downgrade from 2. 2 wasn't like a masterpiece, but I felt like I had a relationship with a lot of the NPCs, and they weren't like purely dialogue dispensers, which would have been nice to have that in the whole soup. But no, it's definitely, I was a lot more engaged just seeing what's next, seeing a town, a lot more like fun, diverse. It wasn't just like a locked door, although there were couples, but there was like this windy tunnel. You need to get like a new ship. You're always upgrading a ship even after you get flight. It was it was a proper adventure, a real journey. And gameplay bit mixed on the job system. Honestly, I didn't need to be, because the job system is pretty great. Like they after a while they get pretty gimmicky, but honestly that gimmick element make it so like specialized that it had a use case throughout the game. Like I used my holy knight, what it's called, in the final battle, and you got him very very early. No, so it is just I found myself changing jobs all the time. But what's definitely like at its worst in this game, it's without doubt like how opaque it is. That is like refusing to give you information, refusing to give you access to the skills, to the numbers. And I get the feeling that they want to like encourage you to experiment and find out. But the problem is that like there's so many random elements, so you like can never truly know if like this job gave you better defense, or is just like the random number generation where happen to be in your favor. like I used the Viking, and I was just super unlucky, and it never like aggroed any enemies. So I just thought it was useless until I like tried him again later. And he had like hidden ability where you have like chance of neglecting damage, which I didn't know of and didn't see like the 5 battles I had with him. They also like dump 6 jobs at you at once, so you like do a little bit and then move on. There's probably like a lot of abilities I still don't know about it, which can be fun, that you like exploring, experimenting, and all that. But I don't know. I feel like there's a better balance in there, where you have kind of like enough information to like make decision and kind of like sit in the lab, having synergy, having a team, having a strategy. So I did like I used like the obvious job when like this dungeon is made for these two. I used them, but mainly I had like the core team I stuck with more and more. Which is a shame, because I do feel like they designed a lot of like good dungeon to like force you to switch around. But generally, I had a quite good time. It was only like at the very, very end, like the actual last dungeon, they just decided to make it a bad game. Because they have like this entire area with like optional bosses where you can get items and unlock cool stuff. And I accidentally defeated like the first phase of the last boss, which is very easy. And then I was teleported to like this dungeon I was softlock in. And a lot of like mini bosses there designed around you having this kind of like late game spells and equipments that I didn't have time get to buy yet. Like I unlocked the mage that can use like every single spell, but I didn't like get a chance to go and buy spells to kind of like build a new interesting mage. Extremely annoying. I was long, so like the last probably, I don't know, hour to hour, I don't know, I just kind of like grinded through it. I had to grind because I didn't have the stuff it was designed around having. Which is a shame. But honestly, my after all that, my favorite Final Fantasy thus far. But I've been thinking a bit more about its storytelling, and to give some. I've been part of something called the Digital Arctic Nomad Grant, and I'll leave some links below what it's about. But essentially, it's a project where I've gotten, and a couple others, have gotten the privilege to live in this beautiful, beautiful place. I've been in a village called Nordal, which is like inside this valley here. Can't really see it. Just gotten privileged to live here for like 3 months, soon to be 3 months. If you don't know, it's it's in Norway. It's part of Fjord municipality. And it's very close to like a famous spot called Geiranger. It's just been fantastic. I've had the like best 3 months of my life, gotten to be part of like the local community, collaborating, talking, going on like beautiful trips like this, eating local food, meeting, just living here essentially. And that's about to end. I have about 1.5 month left, and everyone else is leaving this week, so kind of like feeling the end. So I decided to since I just finished playing it, and the weather's beautiful, not a single cloud. And if you're familiar with West Norway, that's kind of insane. There's always like a fucker there. It's I don't have words. It's been some of the best months of my life. It's been in the winter, but it's still, you can go to places like this and have these beautiful vistas and feel one with nature. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, actually. That I've been started playing Final Fantasy 1 when I first arrived here, like a couple of days after. And yeah, now I've finished 3 of them, and I'm about to leave. And there's this, and I'm about to watch Lord of the Rings movies on the cinema in like next week. So it's kind of been on my mind lately, like this kind of like archetypical, kind of like cliche fantasy storytelling about like nature good, humans bad, all that good stuff. And especially Final Fantasy 3, most of it I actually consider like a downgrade, just from the second one in just terms of like fun adventure storytelling. But it was kind of like this one element that kind of like really stuck with me. And that's heavily spoilers. Throughout the game, you learn about like this kind of like dark version of Warriors of Light, that is the Warriors of Darkness. And in the end, you learn that like the evil guy, like the true evil, is extremism or want to like create nothingness. And you actually end up collaborating with the Warriors of Darkness. Because it's this kind of like yin-yang element that you have Ages of Darkness and Ages of Light, and you need both to kind of balance everything out. And true evil is kind of ruining that balance, taking it too far one way or another. Because apparently the Warriors of Darkness had basically gone on our journey, where we had like evil guy that wanted the light to kind of like destroy or take over everything, and the Warriors of Darkness needed to stop him, and now it was our turn. And yeah, during my stay here, I kind of had like the pleasure of talking and working and just being with a lot of like a very small, tightly knit community. I think Nordal has 100 people living there year round. Talk with farmers and struggling, and talk with nature. What do you call them? Preservationists. Essentially, people fighting for the local nature. Because in case you don't know, Geiranger and the valleys around it, I'm just outside it. This area, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. One of the very few that's like purely for its nature. A lot of UNESCO is cultural heritage, like grand buildings and old ruins. And talking about like a lot of the challenges and a lot of the work, because they want to preserve it, but they also want, like, they live here and they grew up here and have friends here, and they want a community. They want essentially everyone to talk to. With the farmers, they have it the hardest, losing all the sheeps to what do you call wolverines in English. Just like 2 hot summers. Winter. Like, this is supposed to be Arctic winter now, and you see it's like just lovely. It's basically spring time. But even all of those, they don't want to do what is kind of like the stereotypical conservative kind of image of them. They don't want to like tear down your houses. They don't want to steal away your cars. They don't want to they don't want to like tear down this village you see over here and let nature take over. Essentially what they are all looking for is just this balance, is to find like a sustainable way of maintaining essentially harmony, and like find a way to live and evolve and thrive without losing and tearing down all this beautiful scenery. And I guess that just means I was like in the perfect state of mind to have like a kind of like give give a lot of kudos to a very like generic fantasy storytelling. Although I do think, yeah, just the element of you collaborating with the Warriors of Darkness is maybe a stereotype. No stereotype, but maybe it's a cliche. In the West, I have like a bit more of a yin-yang mythology history with that kind of concept. But at least for me, it's not a given. And I don't think I have a conclusion. It's just it's campy, it's hackney, it's overstated. But I don't know, it's like living here. I've gotten the pleasure of just like walking up. I've been on that mountain. I've been in that village. I've taken that ferry that's hidden under here. I've been in that village. I've been other side. I've been all the way on like that road, and I've been to the end of this fjord here, and I just kind of like had the most breathtaking views. I felt them like these. Like the camera can never sell this feeling that is. These mountains are just immense. Like the village is here, and you just feel like this mountain wall at all times, and kind of like in awe of the powerful nature. And I don't know, just having that every single day, waking up, like walking out the door, I will see this view and see that village, and kind of be reminded just how beautiful and wonderful nature is. And then I know it gets to me when you have hackney storytelling about the beauty of nature, and like finding the harmony, and kind of make me appreciate the importance. Because like culture and art influences each other. Neither is absolute. Art reflects life, and life reflects art. So, and I'm a believer that like no single work can like change the world, but every single piece of work is a drop in the ocean of change. And that when you decide to just take this clear stance and have this like specific goal, you become a part of the army that demands that change after a while. And I don't know, I just wanted to say that I find myself just appreciating what's probably like the most expected cliche basic fantasy storytelling one can imagine, with just like silly adventure with fun fairy tale settings. But I know, I guess was just like coming near the end, and at the same time feeling the end of my stay here. Like I need to say goodbye to this beautiful beautiful view. And I know, it's sad, but fortunately I will be staying in touch, and I will start working with the people of this village in the work of like nature preservation, but also like sustainable growth, and how we can maintain what's important on both terms. How can we ensure that people don't leave this village? And because some nature requires like farmland, that you have the animals that go out and eat the intrusive species and like let other grows, and the nourishment of manure, their poop. And I know that's zoom in there. Look at that, in harmony. And it's facing a lot of challenges, is what I've learned too, because it's hard, because you have people who want to make a giant factory in spots like this and generate a lot of job and income and people, and let them stay so they can then maintain. But then like the factory of course might not want to have the best interests of the area around it. And I don't know, it's hard, something I can't answer in this video. And yeah, you have to forgive me for being a bit hippie and rambling this time and just kind of like bragging about this spot. But no, generally, this have kind of been, I guess, kind of like a goodbye tour, a goodbye hike for me, because I don't know if I have many chances of going on like longer hikes like this. And yeah, it's definitely will be taking these 3 months with me, and maybe we'll see. Maybe hopefully we end up in, if not exactly in these spots, then something as vivid and beautiful and rich and alive, like these villages and as lovely people as you can find out here. Yeah, that's been Final Fantasy 3 Stay Kingdom Hearts. Okay, now I'm kind of just bragging, but this is like the other side of where I just sat, and I don't know, just honestly I just want to share this spot and remind people you are allowed to live in places like this, and you have to give up very, very little compared to what people think. Like I'm kind of impressed by just how mobile people here is. Like, they're, of course, 100 people, small village, you won't find like a lot of restaurant options or cinemas or cinema stuff like that. But the kind of thing is that since leisure doesn't come free, it just means that everyone are so much better at activating themselves and getting stuff to happen. Like, we have a village cinema that like travels around and screens a couple movie, and yeah, you don't have restaurants, but you just call people and have like dinner together, or big like dinner events or parties or festivals. And honestly, I had like more social stuff to do since I came here than when I lived in the capital. I've been very, very busy with just everything happening. There's always a hike, party, a thing to look, event, bonfire, boat trip, and yeah, restaurant. There are some. Took like a cruise through the fjord. It was mesmerizing, and yeah, not just just reminding people you can live in places like this and live a full, rich life, and yeah, honestly, give up nothing and gain so much. So yeah, because this is kind of like a problem in every country, as far as I understand, is that people are leaving kind of like the countryside and congressing more and more in cities. And of course, there's nothing wrong with living in city or preferring that life. Some people have different needs, and for some that's just what's the best match. But I lived in city because I had to. That was where like my only place I could get animation jobs. And yeah, I was miserable. I'm kind of like detoxing by coming here. I kind of been on the both extremes and kind of learned where I want to live, which is maybe a bit bigger than this. I think I will end up, because I do enjoy a good outside life and bit of like a party and amenities, and I do miss a good cinema. I'm even in the slop industry, I still go and enjoy walking, enjoy a cinema. Yeah, this has nothing to do with Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts, but I don't know, gets me thinking, and why not? They're talking about industry, salmon farms. Very hot topic right now. But yeah. So honestly, if you ever had a chance, I honestly recommend either trying Workaway, where you just get to come. Like we have people from Belgium, the US, everywhere in Europe, South Africa, Asia, just people coming all over and getting to just like live here for 1 month in exchange of like working on a farm here. Or look out for the Arctic Nomad grant. They hopefully this is a success and they want to do it again at some point. And I want to recommend everyone, just if you get a chance to try living in a spot like this, do it. Absolutely do it. And see, kind of learn how you feel. Because talking with a lot of other people coming here that's from like bigger cities, I think it's easy to like have being scared of like living in places this small. But I know everyone ended up loving it. We all enjoy it. Some of us are even staying or coming back to live here for like a year. And just doing my little part, encouraging people coming. Don't have to come here specifically, but go and check out the country. It's something different.